Is it panic time? Is it panic time? I don't know. Kelsey Mitchell has Caitlin Clark, Indiana Fever fans, all up in wraps about her post on Instagram. Is she planning to bail on this Indiana Fever team? Is she tired of hearing that this is Caitlin Clark's team and that is all that the people want and need? This is why the people are here.
Did you hear the absolute bombshell that just dropped on the WNBA? Nobody, and I mean asterisk, nobody asterisk, saw this coming. The Indiana Fever, a team finally on the cusp of true stability and a promising future, has just been rocked to its core by the sudden unexpected departure of one of their most pivotal stars, Kelsey Mitchell. She's officially out, and the ripple effects are already sending shockwaves across the league, leaving fans and analysts utterly bewildered.
Now, Kelsey Mitchell may be looking to take her talents.
This wasn't a gradual fade or a rumored trade. This was a complete, utter blindside that left everyone from her teammates in the locker room to the most dedicated fans absolutely stunned. The suddenness of it all, the eerie silence leading up to the announcement, and the unspoken message behind her exit are what's truly baffling. It wasn't just a player leaving, it felt like a silent protest, a declaration that something beneath the surface had gone terribly wrong within the organization.
Absolutely lit it up this year. She was a beast. She was a first team all WNBA. She was scoring the ball at will. Nobody could stop her. She had one of her best statistical seasons. She averaged 20 points, 3 assists, and she nearly carried the Indiana Fever to the WNBA final. She literally played until her body locked up, till the wheels fell off. Kelsey Mitchell gave everything she had until the wheels.
So the burning question on everyone's mind is, did Kelsey Mitchell make the right move, or is this a decision she and perhaps the Fever will come to deeply regret? The answers aren't as straightforward as they seem, and they delve deep into the murky waters of team dynamics, player value, and what truly happens when trust within an organization completely breaks down.
We'll go Alexa, then Rich.
Kelsey, this is a question kind of looking ahead, being a free agent.
Let's be unequivocally clear about the gravity of this situation. Kelsey Mitchell, arguably one of the most resilient and consistent core players who single-handedly helped navigate the Indiana Fever through some of their absolute roughest, most challenging stretches, has simply dropped the mic and walked away. This isn't just a routine roster change, it's a seismic shift for a franchise still desperately finding its footing and stability.
Have you put any thought into, what you think you might, wish for, 2026 for yourself, whether you'd like to be back or anything along those lines?
I hope we got a league. So for there, I hope that when it's all said and done, we can, have a season period for all the girls, for every person that's, aspirations to be in the league and be in a W. I think for one, that's the start, being on the same page with that. Bless you. Being on the same page for that and kind of just, making sure we have a league to start. No matter what happens, having a league is kind of big for us. And I think individually for me, I'm going to take my time, figure out what my family needs. Losing a parent is a big shift. And so, I take in consideration how my mom feels now. I take in consideration how my siblings and, my intermediate family, my dad's mom is still alive, my grandmother. And so that's big for me. And so, family is big for me. And so I think talking to them and figuring out what's best for us and for what I need internally is always going to be important. And I think that takes time. But I will say to Indiana Fever, 8 years, it's going to be a lot to talk about because I have so much love and so much aspiration for this place. And I think when the time is right, the great conversations will be had. But Indy is my second family and everything I've been through the last 8 years. I don't think Indianapolis, Indiana, I don't think there's any other place that was greater for me, the growth and all that. So I think the right conversations will be had. And when it's time, I guess we'll all know.
The sheer lack of forewarning is what makes this departure so unsettling. There were no swirling rumors, no credible insider leaks hinting at discontent, no vague social media posts to prepare anyone for this bombshell. Just a sudden, official announcement that landed like an unexpected punch, catching everyone completely off guard and leaving a trail of unanswered questions about the true reasons behind such an abrupt exit. Indeed, there were absolutely no leaks, no cryptic tweets, no breadcrumbs left on social media to suggest this was coming. It was a profoundly quiet exit, yet one that has hit the Indiana Fever organization and its fan base, with an impact far greater and more devastating than any high-profile trade rumor we've seen all season. This wasn't a calculated, strategic move, it felt like a last resort, a final statement. For a franchise like the Indiana Fever, which has been tirelessly fighting to rebuild its entire identity and future around the undeniable phenomenon that is Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell's sudden departure is unequivocally the absolute last thing they needed right now. This was supposed to be a season of consolidation, a building upon a promising foundation, not tearing it down from within. After years of struggle, endless rebuilding efforts, and a revolving door of talent, the Fever were genuinely this close to finally feeling like a stable, cohesive unit. There was a palpable sense of optimism, a belief that the pieces were finally falling into place to not just compete, but to truly contend in the league. But with Mitchell's unexpected exit, that fragile sense of stability has been utterly shattered, and now, almost overnight, they're thrust right back into what can only be described as full-blown chaos mode, scrambling to fill a void that extends far beyond just statistics on a box score. So let's peel back the layers and truly understand why Kelsey Mitchell's absence matters so profoundly, not just for the Fever, but for the entire conversation surrounding player loyalty, front office decisions, and the true value of veteran leadership in the WNBA today. Kelsey Mitchell wasn't just another name on the Indiana Fever's roster. She was, for years, the unwavering, steady hand that steered the ship when everything else around the franchise seemed to be falling apart. She was the anchor, the consistent scoring threat, and the quiet leader who always delivered, even when the team was in complete disarray and facing insurmountable odds. During seasons shredded by debilitating injuries to key players, when critics and pundits alike were openly questioning if the Fever could even survive without their marquee stars, it was Kelsey Mitchell who consistently kept them afloat. She was the reliable scorer, the clutch performer, the one player you could always count on to step up and deliver when it mattered most. She didn't merely fill a role on the team, she fundamentally redefined it, transforming from a talented scorer into the indispensable engine driving the entire offense, elevating everyone around her through sheer force of will, relentless effort, and consistently impactful performance, often without the recognition she deserved. Her evolution was remarkable. She transitioned seamlessly from being perceived as Caitlin Clark's co-stars to undeniably becoming the primary engine of the Fever's offense, showcasing a versatility and leadership that often went underappreciated, even by her own team. And in doing so, perhaps inadvertently, she transformed herself into one of the most valuable, yet utterly overlooked, free agents in the entire league, a player the WNBA and certainly the Fever front office simply weren't prepared to lose, or perhaps didn't realize the true cost of losing. Her departure sends a powerful, unmistakable message not only to the Fever's front office and coaching staff, but perhaps even to the WNBA itself, because, according to multiple well-placed insiders close to the situation, this wasn't actually about money. This was about something far more fundamental, trust, or rather the complete breakdown of it. The stated goal for the Fever's offseason was crystal clear, almost mantra-like: keep the core intact, build around the established talent, and ensure continuity. Locking in Kelsey Mitchell early was supposed to be a top priority, a no-brainer move to solidify their foundation. Yet from the very outset, things got unbelievably messy. Negotiations dragged on for what felt like an eternity, critical deadlines were inexplicably missed, and while everyone, from analysts to fans, simply assumed Kelsey was a guaranteed re-sign, the team kept inexplicably delaying the crucial deal. They were reportedly waiting for the new CBA to finalize, waiting for precise cap numbers, waiting for some elusive clarities that never seemed to arrive, all while Mitchell's patience wore thin. Meanwhile, as the Fever stalled, other shrewd teams across the league were not just watching, they were actively circling, recognizing a golden opportunity slipping through Indiana's fingers, ready to pounce on a proven talent. Every single scout and general manager saw the same undeniable truth. Kelsey Mitchell was a proven elite scorer, incredibly reliable under immense pressure, and crucially, someone who didn't demand or even need the spotlight to consistently perform at an incredibly high level, making her a perfect fit for almost any contender. And this is precisely where, according to our deep dive and multiple insider discussions, everything truly started to unravel and ultimately went catastrophically wrong, leading to this shocking outcome. Remember that pivotal stretch when Caitlin Clark was sidelined due to injury? It was Kelsey Mitchell, without question, who stepped up and unequivocally carried that team on her shoulders, refusing to let them collapse, delivering heroic performances night after night. But here's the truly shocking part. Instead of being rightfully praised, celebrated, and rewarded as the undeniable leader she proved herself to be during that incredibly difficult period, she was instead, incredibly, labeled as replaceable by her own organization, a decision that has left many scratching their heads. Multiple reports from sources deep within the organization began to surface indicating that the Fever's analytics team, in a cold, hard assessment, controversially concluded that Mitchell's individualistic playstyle simply wouldn't fit long-term within the systems they envisioned for Caitlin Clark. This was a critical miscalculation, a devaluing of a proven asset based on what many consider flawed metrics. This analytical dismissal, despite her on-court heroics and undeniable impact, sent a clear and devastating message her immense value was being overlooked, her contributions reduced to mere statistics that didn't align with a predetermined future, leaving her feeling profoundly undervalued and disrespected by the very team she had consistently given her all for. So by the time the offseason officially hit, the writing wasn't just on the wall, it was practically etched in stone, bold and undeniable for anyone truly paying attention to the behind-the-scenes drama unfolding. The outcome, in hindsight, seemed tragically inevitable. The subtle cues, the stalled negotiations, the whispers from within the organization, they all painted a grim picture, suggesting that a parting of ways was becoming less of a possibility and more of an unfortunate inevitability, a silent countdown to a heartbreaking conclusion. It became clear that despite her unwavering loyalty and consistent performance, the foundational trust necessary for a long-term partnership had eroded, replaced by a strategic vision that in her eyes simply didn't include her as a central valued piece, but rather as an expendable one. Now let's pivot to perhaps the most controversial element of this entire saga, the absolutely explosive timing of Kelsey Mitchell's departure, a factor that is currently blowing up social media and fueling countless speculative debates across every platform imaginable about the Fever's decision-making. Her shocking announcement hit the WNBA like a rogue wave, dropping right in the middle of a chaotic free agency period. Fans, still reeling from a whirlwind of trades and signings, had barely exhaled, believing the drama had finally subsided. Instead, Kelsey Mitchell detonated a bombshell, reigniting the entire league's simmering tensions and sending shockwaves far beyond Indiana. It was a move perfectly timed to maximize impact, proving that even when you think the dust has settled, there's always one more seismic event waiting to shatter expectations. The true unsettling aspect wasn't just the decision itself, but the deafening silence that preceded it. There were no leaks, no cryptic social media posts, no breadcrumbs hinting at such a monumental shift. It was a stark, unnerving quiet that built an almost palpable tension, allowing speculation to fester and grow unchecked, leaving everyone completely blindsided when the news finally broke. This lack of transparency, especially for a player of her stature, immediately raised questions about the real reasons behind her sudden departure. Unlike the typical goodbyes that often accompany a star player's exit, there was no emotional public farewell, no heartfelt lengthy letter to her devoted fan base, no tearful press conference reflecting on her time with the team. This stark absence of traditional closure only intensified the mystery and fueled the rumors. It felt less like a carefully considered transition and more like an abrupt, almost clandestine withdrawal, leaving fans desperate for understanding and closure that never came. Unsurprisingly, the moment her announcement went live, fans instantly flooded comment sections across every social media platform imaginable. The digital landscape became a torrent of disbelief, anger, confusion, and theories. Everyone wanted to know why, was it about money? A new opportunity? Or something far more insidious brewing beneath the surface of the Fever organization? The collective outcry was a testament to her importance and the sheer unexpectedness of her departure. Among the swirling theories, two primary explanations quickly emerged and gained traction: simmering locker room tension or deep-seated issues with head coach Stephanie White's demanding system. Both possibilities pointed to significant internal discord, suggesting that Mitchell's departure wasn't merely a business decision, but potentially a reaction to an untenable environment within the team. Fans, ever watchful, began dissecting past interactions and performances, looking for any clue to validate these unsettling hypotheses. Honestly, as we delve deeper, it's becoming increasingly clear that both of these theories could very well hold elements of truth. The dynamics within a professional sports team are complex, a delicate balance of personalities, strategies, and individual well-being. It's rarely just one singular issue that leads to such a dramatic exit, especially for a foundational player. The reality is likely a confluence of factors, each contributing to an environment that ultimately became unsustainable for Kelsey Mitchell. Let's remember, Coach White runs an incredibly fast-paced, high-intensity system that is designed to push players to their absolute physical and mental limits. While this approach can yield impressive results, it also places immense strain on athletes, demanding peak performance day in and day out. Such a demanding regimen, without adequate recovery or management, can quickly become a breeding ground for exhaustion, frustration, and critically, injuries. Indeed, the concerns about this demanding system aren't just theoretical. Multiple key players, including the formidable Erica Wheeler and the promising Melissa Smith, have publicly dealt with significant injuries that a vocal segment of the fan base believes were, at least in part, preventable. These incidents fueled a growing narrative that the team's aggressive play style might be coming at the cost of player long-term health, raising serious questions about the sustainability of the system. Adding another layer to this narrative, Kelsey Mitchell herself has been notably vocal in the past about the critical importance of load management and player safety within the league. She's consistently advocated for practices that protect athletes from burnout and injury, emphasizing the need for a balanced approach to intense competition. Her public stance on these issues makes her recent departure even more poignant and potentially telling. So when you connect the dots, it becomes alarmingly clear if she felt her legitimate concerns about player welfare, about the relentless demands of the system, or about the potential for preventable injuries were consistently being dismissed or not taken seriously by the team's leadership. Then her decision to walk away transforms from a bewildering mystery into a powerful, principled stand. It's a message that some things are more important than just staying put. Now, before anyone hastily claims this came entirely out of left field, suggesting it was an overnight decision, I need to tell you, there were undeniably subtle signs, whispers on the wind if you knew exactly where to look. The clues were there, embedded in her public behavior and interactions, signaling a growing discontent that was quietly brewing beneath the surface long before her bombshell announcement. During the Fever's intense playoff push, a critical period where team unity and public presence are paramount, Kelsey began uncharacteristically skipping some mandatory press conferences. Simultaneously, her social media feeds, once a reliable source of team-related content and camaraderie, grew noticeably sparse in that regard. These were not overt acts of rebellion, but rather quiet acts of disengagement, subtle withdrawals that in hindsight spoke volumes about her internal state. As the season progressed and the pressure mounted, these small, noticeable shifts in her engagement and public persona began to paint a clearer picture. The more you observed, the more it became apparent that she wasn't just playing out the season, she was quietly, meticulously preparing her exit. It was a slow, deliberate distancing, a subtle severing of ties that went largely unnoticed until the final, undeniable cut was made. This isn't merely a significant loss for the Indiana Fever, it's a stark, undeniable warning shot fired across the bow of the entire WNBA. It forces the league to confront uncomfortable truths about its player relations and overall management. When a player of Kelsey Mitchell's caliber, someone known for her unwavering loyalty, consistent performance, and profound respect throughout the league, can abruptly walk away from a franchise like the Fever, it demands a serious reckoning. What does it truly say about how the WNBA is currently handling its most precious assets, its star players? This departure isn't occurring in a vacuum. We're witnessing league-wide frustration mounting over inconsistent officiating, the looming uncertainty of CBA negotiations, the often stifling nature of freezing contracts, and a chorus of players expressing deep dissatisfaction with poor communication from leadership. Kelsey Mitchell's exit isn't an isolated incident. It's a glaring symptom of a much larger systemic malaise that threatens the league's future stability and growth. In the aftermath, the Fever organization might have tragically learned precisely the wrong lesson from this devastating loss. Instead of engaging in a profound introspective analysis of why they truly lost such an invaluable player, they might be focusing on superficial remedies or misinterpreting the core issues that drove her away. This kind of misdiagnosis could lead them down an even more perilous path, failing to address the fundamental problems that led to her departure. The critical question they should be asking themselves isn't simply how do we replace her scoring or what went wrong with negotiations. It's far more fundamental than that. They need to understand what unique, irreplaceable value Kelsey brought to the team beyond just her points on the scoreboard, and why that value was seemingly not enough to keep her engaged and committed to the franchise. Because Kelsey Mitchell wasn't merely another competitive player, she was the very embodiment of balance for that team. She provided an essential equilibrium, a steady hand in the storm, a crucial counterweight to the often unpredictable dynamics of a young, high-profile squad. Her presence ensured a foundational stability that allowed other stars to shine, a role that is infinitely harder to quantify but absolutely impossible to replicate. She was the indispensable safety valve, the veteran presence who could always be counted on when opposing defenses inevitably trapped Caitlin Clark, relieving pressure and creating opportunities. She was the consistent shooter who kept spacing alive on the floor, preventing offensive stagnation. More than anything, she was the seasoned veteran who consistently stabilized chaos, providing a calming influence and reliable leadership when the game teetered on the brink. Her role was multifaceted, foundational, and utterly irreplaceable. Ultimately, the painful truth, the one that stings the most, is that the Indiana Fever simply didn't appreciate her enough to truly fight to keep her. They either failed to recognize her profound multi-dimensional value beyond just her scoring output, or they were unwilling to address the underlying issues that made her departure inevitable. This oversight, this fundamental lack of appreciation, is a devastating indictment of their understanding of their own team's ecosystem. Now let's pivot to another angle here, a compelling theory that seems to be entirely overlooked in the public discourse. While much of the discussion revolves around her reasons for leaving, there's a strong argument to be made that Kelsey's timing might actually be a highly strategic, calculated move on her part. This wasn't just a reaction, it could be a masterclass in leveraging leverage. With the crucial collective bargaining agreement talks currently stalling, and the future salary numbers for players remaining frustratingly unclear, free agents across the league are staring down two unenviable choices. They can either sit tight, holding their breath and waiting for the dust to settle, hoping that clarity eventually emerges, or they can choose to act decisively and early, making their move before the inevitable chaos of a new uncertain landscape hits. Kelsey Mitchell, with a shrewdness that belies the public narrative, appears to have chosen the second, more proactive route. She recognized the impending uncertainty and decided to seize control of her own destiny, rather than passively awaiting the league's decisions. This move wasn't just about leaving, it was about positioning herself for optimal future success, regardless of the turbulent waters ahead. Her decision was a bold declaration: make your move, secure your future, and establish your value before the league's economic landscape shifts, potentially reducing your leverage. It's about ensuring that by the time teams fully understand the new financial parameters, they simply cannot afford to lose a player of your caliber, making you an indispensable asset in a shifting market. Meanwhile, as the league grapples with these broader implications, Fever fans are left in a state of agonizing uncertainty, wondering what truly happens next for their beloved team. The loss of Kelsey Mitchell leaves a gaping hole, not just in their roster, but in their very identity and future prospects. This isn't just about one player, it's about the soul of the franchise and the message it sends to other stars looking for a long-term home. What are your thoughts on this shocking turn of events? Do you think Kelsey's departure was driven by internal team issues, or was it a brilliant strategic play on her part? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want to stay ahead of the curve on all the latest WNBA drama and insights, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. So, the burning question now looms: who on this roster will possibly step up as the vital secondary scorer? Because without Kelsey Mitchell, it's not just a theory or a hypothetical concern, it's a stark, undeniable certainty that opposing defenses will relentlessly suffocate Caitlin Clark every single game. We've seen this devastating strategy play out before, a chilling preview from previous seasons where Clark, as the only legitimate offensive threat, found herself routinely doubled, tripled, and physically battered to the floor night after night. Unless the Indiana Fever makes an immediate significant signing to bolster their scoring depth, that exact nightmare scenario is poised to repeat itself, leaving Clark isolated and utterly vulnerable. The truly sad, almost tragic part about this entire situation is that Kelsey Mitchell was never just another name on the roster. She was an intrinsic part of the Fever's very identity. She was the quiet fighter, the unsung hero who never craved the blinding spotlight or demanded a headline, but instead simply delivered wins and consistent, clutch performances. Now that she's unexpectedly gone, the entire basketball world, from her teammates to even bitter rival fans, is suddenly realizing the profound void she leaves behind, with social media flooded by heartfelt appreciation posts for her understated brilliance. This shocking turn of events means Caitlin Clark, the undisputed face of the league and the primary draw for millions of new fans, is now going to be forced to shoulder an even more immense burden, undertaking a level of heavy lifting that frankly borders on the unsustainable. This isn't the progress and forward momentum everyone anticipated for the Fever. It's a stark regression, cleverly disguised perhaps by the shiny new jersey and the palpable excitement surrounding Clark's arrival. It's a step backward in the team's fundamental construction, despite all the outward appearances of growth. What's truly astonishing is the complete lack of any dramatic late-night rumor mill chatter or scandalous leaks surrounding Mitchell's departure. This wasn't a messy breakup or a public spat. It was a quiet, incredibly classy exit that left the entire WNBA community absolutely stunned, scrambling for answers. If you were to frame this entire saga as a high-stakes chess game, Kelsey Mitchell just executed arguably the smartest, most strategic move on the board, and the Indiana front office, caught completely off guard, never even saw the checkmate coming until it was too late. The news of Kelsey Mitchell's departure hit the WNBA like a sudden jarring thunderclap, sending shockwaves through the league and its passionate fan base. Within mere hours of her announcement, the internet transformed into a full-blown debate zone, a swirling vortex of speculation and fervent discussion. Was it purely about money? Was it a clash of egos within the organization? Or perhaps most controversially, was it a direct reflection of coaching decisions or a perceived lack of respect from the Fever's leadership? The questions multiplied, fueling an urgent need for answers that were nowhere to be found. Yet, amidst all the wild speculation and heated arguments, there was one crucial point everyone, from seasoned analysts on ESPN segments to casual fans, seemed to unanimously agree upon. If you're a burgeoning franchise desperately trying to construct a legitimate dynasty around a generational talent like Caitlin Clark, the absolute last thing you ever want or need is a swirling vortex of chaos and instability surrounding her. And yet, with Mitchell's abrupt exit, that's precisely the tumultuous situation the Indiana Fever now finds itself mired in. You'd think, with the benefit of hindsight, the front office would have absorbed some critical lessons from last season's near collapse, a period fraught with challenges. Instead, in a baffling display of short-sightedness, they appear to have repeated the very same mistake, fundamentally underestimating the profound value of the veteran players who consistently made the team work, especially during those crucial stretches when Clark was sidelined. Kelsey's departure serves as a brutal, undeniable testament that loyalty, even for the most dedicated athletes, has its very real limits. You can grind, sacrifice, and heroically carry a team through injuries and adversity, but if the organization ultimately treats you like a dispensable spare part, you're gonna walk away. This isn't just another routine roster change. It's a catastrophic system collapse waiting to happen, and it will undeniably affect Caitlin Clark more profoundly than anyone else. As the undisputed face of the franchise, the primary marketing engine, and the league's biggest draw, the entire offensive rhythm hinges on her. Without Mitchell's consistent threat, the tempo will inevitably slow, and all those flashy highlight reel passes Clark is known for will tragically turn into turnovers because there's simply no one left on the floor to consistently finish plays at an elite level. This isn't mere speculation or an exaggeration. Even Fever insiders, speaking off the record, privately conceded that Kelsey Mitchell was the undisputed glue that held their nascent system together. She was the quiet maestro, expertly balancing the offense when Clark operated off-ball, meticulously managing the game's tempo, and crucially, serving as a calming presence who could quell panic during those high-pressure chaotic runs that often define WNBA games. Her departure isn't just a roster spot to fill, it's a gaping, strategic, and emotional void in the team's core that will be incredibly difficult, if not impossible, to replace. You simply cannot replace that kind of proven veteran leadership, offensive firepower, and deep-rooted locker room presence with a mere draft pick and a prayer. That's a wishful thinking gamble that rarely pays off in the high-stakes world of professional sports, leaving a massive void that cannot be filled by potential alone. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. Now, shifting our focus to the executive suites, it's becoming glaringly obvious that the Indiana Fever front office is in absolute disarray, operating in what insiders describe as a full-blown state of panic, scrambling to contain a situation that is spiraling rapidly out of their control and threatening to derail their entire season before it even truly begins. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. Despite the palpable tension, their official statements continue to parrot the same tired corporate jargon, assuring the public they are confident in our direction moving forward, a phrase designed to project stability but which to any seasoned observer rings hollow and utterly unconvincing. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. The stark reality, the unspoken truth behind that carefully crafted public relations facade is that the Fever has absolutely no viable backup plan, no contingency whatsoever, and the timing of this entire debacle could not possibly be worse for the franchise, leaving them exposed and vulnerable. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. Adding insult to injury, the ongoing CBA freeze has thrown the entire league into disarray, meaning any potential trades are stalled indefinitely. Valuable free agents are understandably hesitant to commit, and critical salary cap numbers remain in a frustrating limbo, effectively tying the Fever's hands and preventing any meaningful strategic moves to mitigate this crisis. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. Meanwhile, as the Fever grapples with this internal upheaval and external regulatory paralysis, rival teams across the league are keenly observing the unfolding drama, poised like sharks sensing blood in the water, ready to pounce on any opportunity to exploit Indiana's misfortune and strengthen their own rosters. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. Whispers circulating throughout the league confirm that both the Dallas Wings and the Los Angeles Sparks are aggressively keeping tabs on Kelsey Mitchell's situation, with Dallas eager to secure another consistent high-volume scorer to complement the explosive Eriko Ogunbowale, while the perpetually struggling LA franchise is desperately searching for asterisk, any asterisk impactful player who can finally drag them out of their prolonged basketball purgatory and inject some much-needed life into their stagnant roster. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. Let's be unequivocally clear, she is gone, a permanent fixture of the Fever's past, and there's no turning back from this seismic shift. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. Which naturally brings us to the burning million-dollar question that everyone, from casual fans to seasoned analysts, is asking themselves right now, the elephant in the room that no one in the Fever organization seems willing to address directly. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. Why, after everything, after all her contributions, loyalty, and on-court heroics, did the Indiana Fever simply not offer her the contract she so clearly deserved? Why didn't they just pay her what she was worth? Asterisk, 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 asterisk. Because, as we've seen countless times in professional sports, the reasons behind such a monumental departure are almost never solely about the financial figures. There are always deeper, more complex, and often more painful truths lurking beneath the surface of the balance sheet. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. When your undisputed star player tragically succumbs to a season-ending injury, and your second-best, most reliable talent steps up heroically to single-handedly save your season from utter collapse, the unequivocal response should be to reward her loyalty and exceptional performance, not to question her fundamental fit within the team's future plans. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. Instead, Indiana's devastating hesitation wasn't just a delay in the cutthroat world of professional sports. Hesitation is indistinguishable from outright rejection, a message that reverberates not only through the player herself, but throughout the entire locker room and across the league. Players inherently understand when a team's loyalty is a one-way street and the collective sentiment quickly sours. It's why you're seeing fans on social media tweeting ominous warnings like, "Don't be surprised if others follow her lead," and frankly, they might not be wrong. This is the insidious domino effect in action. You lose one foundational cornerstone and the cracks in the team's foundation begin to spread with alarming speed, threatening to shatter the entire structure. And what makes this entire situation even more egregious, the utterly disastrous optics. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. Because on the very same day, the shocking news of Kelsey Mitchell's resignation sent shockwaves through the WNBA. The league's commissioner was, incredibly, out in public, delivering yet another tone-deaf corporate speech, waxing poetic about the supposed rapid growth of the game, seemingly oblivious to the very real, very damaging crisis unfolding under her watch. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. That stark, unsettling contrast right there encapsulates the fundamental and most pressing problem currently plaguing the WNBA. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. It's the gaping, ever-widening chasm between the aspirational rhetoric and the glossy marketing campaigns that emanate from the league's official channels, and the harsh, often disappointing reality of what actually transpires on the ground for its players and franchises. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. And instead of genuine progress and transparent communication, what fans and players are consistently subjected to is a frustrating deluge of confusion, obfuscation, and blatant public relations spin designed to manage perception rather than address core issues. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. Kelsey Mitchell's impactful exit is far more profound than just a localized problem for the Indiana Fever. It's a stark, unsettling reflection of a pervasive sentiment among many players who feel inherently disposable. The moment a new shining star arrives on the WNBA stage, threatening their established roles and security. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. Undeniably, the undeniable star power and captivating presence of a talent like Caitlin Clark is an absolute blessing, a transformative force that promises unprecedented growth and visibility for the WNBA as a whole. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. However, if every single team that drafts a highly touted superstar starts systematically treating their invaluable veteran players like mere extras or expendable commodities, we are inevitably hurtling headfirst towards an unprecedented era of chaos and instability within the league, undermining the very foundation of team building and player loyalty. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. And in this unfolding drama, Kelsey Mitchell might very well emerge as the courageous first player to definitively say no thanks, setting a powerful precedent that could echo throughout the league for years to come. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. If anything, her courageous exit could serve as a powerful catalyst, inspiring countless other players to fundamentally rethink their own loyalty to organizations that seem to prioritize newness over proven dedication, especially when that loyalty clearly isn't translating into fair compensation or adequate protection for their bodies within what is increasingly perceived as a broken and unsustainable system. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. But despite the official statements in the PR spin, everyone involved, from the players to the coaches to the most dedicated fans, knows the undeniable, painful truth lurking beneath the surface. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. The Fever has just suffered an immeasurable loss, not merely of a star player, but of their undisputed emotional leader, the heart and soul of their team, and perhaps most critically, they have absolutely no viable replacement lined up to step into that monumental void. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. Because team chemistry, that elusive, intangible bond that transforms a collection of individuals into a cohesive unit, isn't something that can be simply purchased or manufactured. Once that delicate balance is shattered, once that vital connection is severed, it's irretrievably gone, leaving a lasting scar. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. Kelsey Mitchell's decision to walk away changes absolutely everything for the Indiana Fever, fundamentally altering their trajectory and identity, and her ripple effect might just extend far beyond Indianapolis, potentially reshaping the very landscape of the entire WNBA. If you found this deep dive insightful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more unfiltered analysis, click the notification bell so you don't miss a single upload, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think this is a sign of bigger problems in the league? As the dust settles on these intricate revelations and the final pieces of this perplexing puzzle begin to click into place, we're left with a singular echoing question that hangs heavy in the air. Were these calculated, strategic maneuvers designed to outwit a watchful public and secure an enduring legacy? Or were they, in hindsight, monumental missteps that ultimately sealed their fate, forever altering their trajectory and etching a controversial mark into history? The line between genius and folly often blurs, especially when viewed through the unforgiving lens of time and public scrutiny, inviting endless debate and speculation about intentions versus inevitable outcomes. Ultimately, the narrative we've meticulously pieced together today is a complex tapestry woven with threads of ambition, betrayal, clandestine dealings, and the relentless pursuit of something more, leaving us to ponder the true cost of fame, power, and fortune in a world that never truly forgets. Every shocking twist, every unexpected turn, and every hidden truth we've meticulously uncovered paints a stark, often unsettling picture of the immense pressures and profound perils that lurk just beneath the polished surface. If you found yourself captivated by these untold stories and the shocking revelations we've brought to light, please do us a huge favor, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the shadows of history, hit the notification bell so you never miss another expose, and most importantly, drop a comment below telling us your thoughts. What did you find most surprising, and what other mysteries do you want us to unravel next?